Brothers and sisters of the revolution of the mind, my name is Thornton Tice. I'm running for President of the United States, and I'm going to start reading you my 41 points of my platform. I am a son of Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson. I'm a grandson of his by his son Randolph. And I guess it makes me a little more radical than other people because I love the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and I feel responsible to uphold it, protect it from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. As a matter of fact, when I was in the military, I took an oath just to do that very thing. My campaign is a revolution of the mind. This is the '08 Revolution Party. Not a violent revolution, but a revolution of the mind. And the powers that be are going to feel like that's a violent party, because we are going to take over this government. We're going to take back our government. If you join me, tell your friends and neighbors to tell their friends and neighbors and so on, to come on to YouTube and check this site out, okay? And embrace my platform. I think you'll like it. I'm going to give you some points. My first official act will be to free Jonathan Pollard and to pardon him. You may not remember Jonathan Pollard, but Jonathan Pollard is a Jew who worked for the Pentagon. He worked in national security, and he came across photographs in his work of Israel being beset upon by their Arab neighbors or Muslim neighbor countries who were planning to attack Israel. And he realized that the Pentagon was doing nothing to let Israel know that their enemies had amassed and were going to destroy Israel. So he took it upon himself to do the thing that was right, and he provided Israel with those photographs. And then the Pentagon busted him for it. Nazi Caspar Weinberger was the head of Pentagon at the time, and they put him in jail for the rest of his life. I think he did a good job. He did a job that the Pentagon was not doing, that their Nazi leader would not let him do. And my first official act, like I say, will be to pardon our friend Jonathan Pollard. And I want you to know that I see Israel as almost a state in the United States. It's a brother state of Israel. Now, Valerie Plame deserves a Medal of Honor and will receive such from my administration if I'm elected. Valerie Plame is another political prisoner. She and her husband were in the intelligence business. She was an ambassador, and that was her front, was the ambassador. But she was really a spy working for the CIA. And her husband said something negative about the Bush administration. He revealed the truth, and they did not want the truth revealed. And so they outed his wife, endangering her life and all the people that she worked with throughout the Middle East. And so I will give her a Medal of Honor. She lost her job at the Pentagon because she'd been outed, and she should be blessed with a Medal of Honor and a paycheck. So, number 3, I will nationalize the Federal Reserve Board. You probably didn't even know that it was privately owned. Well, the Federal Reserve Board is federal in name only. It's a bunch of very rich bankers that are the bank, private bank called Federal, that lends money to all these other corporations that are banks. And everybody thinks that the Federal Reserve Board is, you know, the Federal Reserve Board. It is not federal, like I say, it's only federal in name. But I will make it federal in reality because I will nationalize it, and we will put a control on what people are going to be doing through that organization and how much interest they can or cannot charge. Number 4, I will lock in a 2.5% 30-year home mortgage interest rate for the 8 years that I hope to serve you as your president. 2.5% 30-year mortgages. Nobody will be able to come back in and charge you more interest. They've gotten us into thinking that, well, we should be paying 5 or 7 or 10% interest. It's outrageous. We should not. As we've learned by this recent bailout, all these fat cats have been taking billions of dollars home. And now we've been stuck with their bill because we got a bunch of crooks on both sides of the parties, Republicans and Democrats, that decided that those rich guys that fleeced these big companies that were their own companies, corporate companies, they hide behind the corporate veil. Well, we didn't do it. You know, the corporation just paid us that money. They're on the board to determine how much they got paid, and they walked away with the billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, and put the companies in the hole. And now they have made law through the Republicans and the Democrats that make you and I and our children, probably our children's children, indebted to pay their debt. Now they want us to believe that that can't be undone. Now, I'm a real danger to them, because I'm telling you, it can be undone. And if you elect me, I will place windfalls profit taxes on those individuals who have done this to our country, who have bankrupted our country. On those individuals, and I will bring conspiracy charges against all the senators and congressmen who signed that bill to make you and I and our kids and kids' kids responsible for the debt of others. This is called slavery, when you have to work to pay off somebody else's debt, that you're forced to do it. And right now the tax system does exactly that. It forces us to pay somebody else's debt. It's all going to be revamped if you vote for me. Thornton, Tice. All right. I'll also make the issue of qualifying for this 2.5% 30-year mortgage not to be credit history, because many folks' credit has been destroyed by the mishandling of our economy by the Bush administrations and all these crooked people that were mentioned before. The issue will be, does the citizen make enough money to cover his or her family's bills and expenses plus the mortgage payment? Credit will not be based on your credit record. It will not be. I'm going to wipe them clean. We're going to have a just system. Number 6, I will nationalize all foreign ownership of U.S. real estate. Think about that one. Our country should not be owned by foreigners. Number 7, I will pull America's oil companies out of OPEC and Aramco, putting an end to foreign entities determining what Americans are going to pay for the price of gasoline. We don't need a bunch of Muslims telling us how much we're going to pay for gas. It's going to end. It gets better, folks. Number 8, I will put a cap. Pay attention. I will put a cap of 50 cents a gallon, including tax, on the price of gasoline for the entire 8 years that I hope to serve you as your president. Those measures alone will heal our nation's economy. The measures that I've already laid out to you will heal our nation's economy and put us back on solid ground. Will take our children out of being indebted for these rich people's business. Number 9, I will direct Americans to change over to hydrogen power for our vehicles. The purchase and installation of the units for the conversion cost around $400. I will give a tax credit for the entire amount of the purchase and installation for the vehicles that are converted to hydrogen power. Americans will move to clean power for our vehicles, which will begin a major cleanup, improving our air quality. We'll pump water into our vehicles and get incredible mileage. Number 10, I will restore the billions of dollars in fines against the tobacco companies that George Bush forgave, that is intended to help pay for the medical expenses of the millions of people who were enticed into smoking tobacco products by the advertising companies who were doing the bidding of the tobacco companies in poisoning Americans with elements that cause cancer, resulting in death and suffering. This will save the public billions of dollars. Now that's 10 points that I'm giving you right now, and I want you to think on them and go over this tape and have your friends read these points on my platform. There's 31 more points to go. I hope that you will take in mind that this campaign is online, and it's the first time a campaign's ever been run online. It's not costing millions and millions and millions of dollars to run this campaign. But it is an internet campaign. We do have expenses. I ask you to send $5. Put a $5 bill in an envelope and send it to the address that I'm going to give you. Thank you so much.